Well, here we are back inside, and as you can see, I've been doing some work on the driver boom and on the gaff. Now, here I put one block on this side. Usually they start like this and flat. And now I take a small round jeweler's file. Here it is. And right here, I'll just draw it back and forth here a few times and put, well, a trench in there, if you will. Fairly shallow. I don't know if you can see that, a little shallow trench like that in there. That kind of hugs it up to the driver boom. See, I've made a guideline around the miller so I know where the center of this needs to go. So it's going to go about there. We'll take this and we'll put it right there like that. Make sure it lines up with the cleats that are on here. As you see, I did some banding on here. And on this end, where there are two little eye bolts that go through it here. And in the front here, there is a pulley. And as you can see, I made the little reduced end here for attaching blocks and lines. This kind of acts as a stop here. On this one, I haven't made that yet. But what I did do is, I scored a line around here with a really sharp X-Acto knife. So what I can do now is like this all the way around. Take that out like that, all the way around. Now, I know you can hear that in the background. That's my daughter-in-law's chastising her daughters. One's almost a year old, and the other one's almost 3. And sometimes they don't get along. The 3-year-old is trying to assert herself, and she's not into sharing. So that's what you're hearing in the background, if you are in fact hearing it. So I'll let you know what that is. Now, I'm going to do this. I can emphasize how important it is that your blades are sharp, because you're not going to be able to do this otherwise. And once you get it to a certain point, you can basically take your file and do the shaping. Oh, poor Aria. Well, I hope that this human element in the video doesn't make it seem any less professional than it should be, which is not at all professional. I am not a videographer. I'm a ship modeler, and I do this for fun, so it's not going to be in a studio someplace where there's a sound booth and all the lighting is so just perfect, and you know, you have a scripted show, so to speak. And I don't know, I just prefer to have it done like this. I've made comments on Facebook groups to that extent, 1 or 2 people, that I want these videos to be like you're standing in the room with me and I'm showing you how to do this while you look over my shoulder at the work I'm doing, and I kind of have a running commentary. So again, it's not scripted, so I'm going to have breaks in my speech while I have to think ahead of what I'm going to say. Sometimes I say the wrong word. I get yard and maths mixed up a lot. I've noticed that. But that's kind of my mouth going before my brain has time to catch up with what I want to say. And, you know, that's human. I hope you understand that. Well, you can see now that it's not completely done, and I'm not going to do it all right here. There's an eye bolt that goes into the end of this, which I'm not going to do here. But I am going to shape this block. And it's much easier to do while it's on than to try and hold that tiny piece and give it its shape. There, now you can see how that is. Right? Now, kind of a little hint. This is basswood, and small pieces of basswood like this split really, really badly. So I have tried this with some success, where I will saturate the block with super glue. Basically just squeeze it on here. You know, all the sides, everywhere. Give it a coat. Like that. Okay. Let it sit for just a little bit and then kind of dab it off. Like that. And use the accelerator. Okay, well, that kind of stiffens the wood, if you will. It's not 100%, but it works, seems to work pretty good sometimes. And of course, here I'm going to make these little holes here. I'm sure you guys don't need to be shown how to drill a hole, so I'm just going to kind of go like this and then leave it at that. And I'll go back here and show you the holes that are on here. I take this rounded bit, or file, if you will. Well, these are miniature jeweler's files, and I think Model Expo has them, but I'm not sure. And I'll take, and between these two holes that I drilled, I kind of make this little line, okay, and it kind of simulates the pulley inside there. And the other thing that I'm going to do here, in one location in the top here, there is a band that goes around here, and through that band there are 3 eye bolts. One on the side here, one on the side here, and one on the top. I'm going to show you how I put that band on. And what I essentially use to make my bands is fly tying tinsel. I have what's called a size 10, and this, which is medium, which is from another company, but it's basically a size 12. You can see there are 2 different sizes. Here, what's going to happen is I'll just probably put a drop of super glue right here, right on the end. And I'll take the piece with foil, or tinsel, if you will, pinch it with my thumbnail, give it a squirt, right? Now, when I usually do banding, like on the masts and on the yards, if I do the yards, I will just wrap like this. And when I get to the thickness that I want, I'll put a drop of super glue there, put this down, and then put accelerator on it, and the band's done. But here, you can't do that, because I'll be drilling holes through this in 3 different locations. And when you do that, sometimes the tinsel will break and it unravels. So for the entire length around the band, where it goes around the gaff here in this case, you have to put super glue. Okay, I'm gonna put it onto here. Now I'm gonna wrap around like this. And there you have your little band. Really nice sharp blade. Just score it lightly across here. Break it off. And there you have your band. You know, sometimes the super glue is a little excess, but take care of it. And that's it. All right.